when officials from Uganda Revenue Authority appeared before the Parliament's Finance Committee. A proposal to tax counter agency banking and ATM withdrawals from commercial banks was part of the discussions.
Can improve because
the URA Commissioner General John Musinguzi gave assurances that this proposal had been dropped as MPs considered it double taxation.
the principle underlying taxation is based on value of a good or service provided. So if you say you want to tax all bank withdrawals, the question comes, where is the value in withdrawing money from the bank?
Fortunately, the Ministry of Finance has invited URA to be part of the policy measures. It's primarily a function of the ministry, but they have allowed us to participate. And in the participations that we've done so far, that's not one of the measures that has been proposed. So I certainly think that's why I told the chair that I don't think it will come up. I've not seen it being discussed, and it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
According to the legislators, it is such unrealistic tax proposals that have led to resentment from taxpayers, which is eventually affecting the revenue targets.
We want that when tax proposals are coming to Parliament, there is evidence that research has been conducted. There is evidence that the gains will come through, and there is evidence about the consultations with the affected stakeholders, such that we are able to assess the implications of the tax proposals before we pass them through Parliament.
What happens when a measure is passed and it does not bring the desired results or the anticipated returns? Then government is informed on the performance of that measure, and it can be revisited. So
the URA officials were before the committee to explain the revenue performance and the institution's budget for the 2020-2021 financial year. Despite hitting the revenue target of 9.4 trillion shillings in the first quarter of the financial year, URA is now facing an uphill task of realizing the 12 trillion projection between January and June.
The performance of the economy, the slow growth on the GDP are indicating that it may be difficult to raise the 12 trillion gap that we have to meet the 21.6 trillion budget for the financial year. So that would be the basis for anybody coming up with either proposal for a loan or whatever it is.
The Ministry of Finance has already tabled a 113 billion shillings loan request from the African Development Bank to finance the budget deficit. Habad Ziwa, NTV at Parliament.